What is going on, everybody? Well, it's another week. One of the questions I got asked a lot last year, and I still get asked a little bit about, is how I survived COVID and the gym shutting down. How was I able to train and maintain myself, at least at the very least maintain myself. To that point, I was actually able to do a lot of work and put together something spectacular that not only was I able to just maintain myself and keep myself going, but I was able to, at the same time too, I even thought build a little bit and continue to make forward progress. I'm in the fortunate position where I have a 40-acre piece of property. I have a pretty decent sized machine shop. So what I ended up doing was basically taking that machine shop and converting a good chunk of that into a workable gym so that I can train at home. And I gotta be honest with you, after working on what I worked on, I still have a public gym membership in Cheyenne. I still go every now and again, maybe 2-3 times a week, just because they do have some equipment there that I look at as essential to my training regimen. But to be totally honest, I spent from about February till about, I want to say December last year, I didn't go to a public gym. And I was able to keep myself pretty well in tune last year without having to walk into a public gym. So did a pretty decent job. Anyway, real quick story behind what you're gonna see. When I bought this property, this machine shop under contract was supposed to be completely cleaned out. It wasn't. So what you're gonna see is what a lot of what I ended up doing last year was just cleaning the damn thing out. I probably spent a good, I would say about $1,500 just cleaning it out in terms of roll-offs and just getting the crap out of there. It took a lot of time. So just as much work went into cleaning that out as to building it and adding equipment to it. So with that, I guess we'll go ahead and take a walk out to the gym. All right, so door here. So here she is. I had to get that. I had to get that, but yep, here she is. Sorry about that. I closed the door so I don't have to compete with the light from the outside. It was kind of dicking with my camera here. But anyway, so here it is. And as you can see, there's a ton of equipment in here. And all the equipment that you're seeing in here, I either had previously, I inherited, or I just built because I got sick of waiting for things, so I just built it. What I was talking about earlier was this picture. If I have any pictures, I'll try and post them. I don't know if I do. I did, believe it or not, didn't take any before or after pictures. I should have, because what you're pretty much seeing here, where that hyper extension machine is sitting right there, up to that elliptical, and then up to about, about right here. This area right here was pretty much your only open area in here. The rest of this all back in here was just, like I said, full of crap from the previous person who lived here, which I cleaned out. So anyway, I'll just kind of walk you through it. Yeah, when I first started, all I had was this bench and these accessories that you see here, and some plates, and that was it. That's all I had. So everything else that, like I said, you're gonna see here, I've pretty much built, inherited, or bought at this point. So there's a ratty ass utility bench. Believe it or not, it works. This was an accessory stand that I'm trying to think of a profile view here. This was an accessory stand that I ended up building when I first got started last February of 20, building this and putting this gym together. I ended up buying a lot of extensions for cables. So you can see, you've got different variances of bars there for different types of movements and whatnot. There's an easy bar, there's a rope, and all kinds of stuff there. You've got a preacher curl accessory right there. See if I can, down here, yeah, you've got your Olympic dumbbells, which are freaking awesome. Really happy I got those. This right here I built for when I want to do like seated toe raises for your calves. See if I can get a better view of that. So you just put your feet up on that and the easy bar on your legs, and you can do calf raises with that. Just some plates, some more accessories over here, another preacher curl accessory, leg extensions, ham curls, And then over here, you've got an awesome rack. This rack is actually, believe it or not, this rack is like, it's 30 years old pretty much. And I used this when I was a kid, and I ended up getting it from, after my father passed, I ended up getting it from Mom. And it's got a very simple cable on it, a pulley system to do lat pull downs, and you can do all kinds of stuff, either upper or lower with that, high or low. And then, like I said, it's beautiful. I just did squats in it this morning. It works great for squats. I ended up insulating. The previous owner started to insulate this thing, and then ended up quitting because I think he realized the extensive amount of work that was going to have to go into insulating the entire thing. So I ended up finishing the job, and I spray foamed the ceiling last year, and then I also finished up the areas that of the foam board that he didn't do. So it was kind of halfway insulated, so it's now finished. And it is a hell of a lot warmer in here in the winter and in the summertime too, when the sun, because we don't have any trees out here, so the sun shines all the time. So it keeps a lot cooler in here in the summertime too. That pellet stove, I ended up tearing out of the house when I bought my wood burner, and I just brought it out here and got it all hooked up. And I believe it or not, it's been so warm in here this year and been so seasonable out here that I haven't had to use it once yet. I love that. It's so simple, but I love that clock. Now I can keep all my intervals, and I don't have to use a cell phone anymore. This is the bench that I had before all this stuff happened. Oh, I forgot the dumbbells. You know, I'm set up for just standard plated dumbbells. Maybe someday I'll go ahead and buy like a hex set or something like that. I've got 4 sets of dumbbells actually that I can use, which is great for like drop sets and whatnot. And my Olympic dumbbells obviously go pretty heavy. I can get about 90 pounds on these standard dumbbells. So one other thing I passed. One other thing I passed. There's an easy bar sitting back there. I also ended up, somebody donated me an easy bar, actually, believe it or not. I ended up having 2 easy bars, which once again for drop sets works pretty well. Here is my pride and my joy. This freaking leg press is my pride and my joy. The one thing, well, there were 2 things last year that I freaking just missed when I ended up having to, when the public gyms ended up shutting down, and that one was a leg press. So finally getting my own leg press, it holds about 1,000 pounds. I don't even have 1,000 pounds in plates. So just getting this leg press was freaking, just made me so happy. So here, and I mentioned this in a previous video, this is a hyperextension bench and a reverse hyperextension bench that I ended up building. And I got, once again, this was I mentioned the leg press was one of the pieces of equipment that I absolutely missed. This was the second piece of equipment. Hyperextensions are what build my glutes, and I love them. And when the gym shut down and I lost that ability to do hyperextensions, just wasn't the same. So I just got so sick of waiting for one of these things to open up where I could just buy one. I just friggin' built it. I had the lumber and I had the materials and everything, and I just built it. So yeah, you end up putting your feet up in here, and then you load the back with, I just load the back with 45s to match my weight, and then just hang over the side and you do them. My inaugural video, actually, if you want to see how it works, go to my inaugural video. I show that, and I'm sure there are going to be training videos in the future where I will show that as well. So you saw this when I walked in. This is a deadlifting station that I ended up building too. So you can do 3 different stances on this. It's built for 3 different stances. I built it for a close stance, a regular stance, and then a wide stance. The reason why I love this platform is because you can stand on it and then go much lower when you drop down into your low position, which gives you much better stretch both in your hamstrings and your glutes. So once again, I had the lumber and I was sitting there going, you know, I miss being able to be on a platform. So I, once again, built this stuff. It works great. And then another thing that I had was an elliptical machine. It's a very, very simple elliptical machine. It works really well to do some cardio with. Also have the Everlast heavy bag. I love boxing. It's an amazing type of cardiovascular workout. Not to mention, I hate just doing cardio to do cardio, just the boring, monotonous cardio. So there's actually a skill involved in this, and that's why I love that. Ended up buying a mountain bike, and then I built a stationary trainer for that mountain bike. So that mountain bike will sit on that stationary trainer, but the weather's been so freaking nice lately that it hasn't been too windy out here, and it's been very, very nice that I haven't really needed to use that. If I want to go out for a bike ride, I'll just take the bike out. So that's pretty much it. I have been able to, like I said, I started building this at the end of February last year and started cleaning it out and putting this all together. It took, I want to say I finished up, it was pretty much where it's at now. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. I'm sorry. One other thing I forgot to mention. Those sawhorses back there actually double as a kind of a dip station for your lower chest and whatnot and your shoulders. So pull those sawhorses out, and I rigged up a chain system where you can actually put this stuff around, these chains around your waist, and hook up extra weights that will hang, and you can do those with you can do those dips that are weighted on those sawhorses. So, but anyway, yeah, that's it. This thing took me pretty much most of last year to clean out and then put together. But once again, I'm completely set up where I can train in here for weeks and months. And the only thing I'm lacking at this point, the only thing I'm absolutely lacking, and it's not even really that much of a problem, I've been able to get around it. The only thing I would really say it hurts me on sometimes is really heavy leg press, but is just 45 plates. I have eight 45 plates, and then I don't know, I want to say I have about 800 pounds in total Olympic plates, but I'd love to get a few more. I've been picking them up where I can at reasonable prices anyway. There are some people who want to gouge that stuff. I also have a double cable machine that I ordered last March of last year, and believe it or not, it's still on back order. So I don't need it. It's just something nice I'd like to add to the arsenal here. So anywho, that's the gym. That's what I put together last year. And I seriously, I really feel for the people who didn't have the setup that I have here, who are in apartments, who they did what they could, but they could never, it just wasn't the same. At that point, a lot of people were just trying to maintain themselves. So I have a lot of sympathy for those people. I was fortunate enough not to be in that position, and it was a position where as soon as even a chance that the gym was going to shut down, I got to work. And that's why at the end of the day too, I realize I'm in kind of a secluded area, but I've said it since day one. Anybody who wants to come out here and lift at my gym, you're always welcome. The only thing, the only day pass that I require is an acceptable post-workout meal. That's it. But seriously, I mean, anyone ever coming through Cheyenne, Wyoming wants to stop on by and hit a lift up, you're more than welcome to. As you can see, there's plenty of things you can do here. So hope you guys are having a great week. It's been a very productive week on my end. I will, as always, thank you very much to all of you who are following the channel. I love you guys. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to start a dialogue, please feel free to comment. Share with those who you think are going to benefit from the material. And I will throw a button up here for you. If you're getting value out of the channel, please subscribe. That way you're going to get notified when new content is uploaded, and you're going to be pretty much in the loop on what's going on. So anyway, have a great one. Make it a productive rest of the week. Stay strong and stay healthy. Take care.